Graham was a dedicated skier. You can see in the upper right-hand corner. He took vacations as often as possible in Europe to ski areas. The picture on the left, I have no idea what that is. I Googled Graham Davies on the internet, and he's wearing a helmet for something. I hope it was something adventurous like skydiving, because that's the kind of person he was. And he also helped me found the Eurocal Calico headquarters here on EduNation, which still exists. It's still there. It still has some wonderful memorial stuff for him, so if you'd like to check that out later, feel free to do so. So that's really all I have to say. He'll be missed. He was a very good friend, and I think we owe him a lot. So there you go. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I must admit I'm going to start as well speaking about Graham, because he's actually also the trigger of why I came to Second Life. I must admit, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about my experience within communities of practice, not so much about teaching languages in Second Life, because I will probably talk about it a bit more in one of my presentations, but we will hear about teaching languages in Second Life within a lot of keynotes and a lot of presentations here. But I'll say a few words about Graham as well, because when I started as a technology specialist 10 years ago, I knew very, very little of language technology, except maybe recommended the odd website to my students of French, and you know, I asked them to comment and summarize on those websites. And then I came across the ICT for Language Teachers website, and that was a total discovery. And I saw, you know, every time I was logging on to that website, I could see his picture, and so for probably about 5 years, I knew him through this website, and I was recommended, and I'm still recommending that website to people. I've put the link in the local chat, and so 10 years on, still you know, passing on this website to teachers as the point of reference if they want to start using technology in their teaching. And the thing is, when I came in my early stages of Second Life, I came to SLanguages 2009, and I saw him. I saw his name. I realized that it was him when he introduced himself in the local chat, like you all did just earlier. And I was really thrilled. It felt like I was a 5-year-old seeing Father Christmas for the first time. I was just so excited. And the thing is, I also sat next to him. So he was the only person I knew in the community. And I must admit, I got totally distracted because I wasn't listening. I was stuck with my camera control on his Eurocal T-shirt, and I was struggling so much syncing my mouse movement and the Alt and the arrow keys, as you probably know if you're a newbie. So that was really my first epiphany on Second Life with SLanguages 2009. It was meeting you know, someone I had been following on his blog for so long, and then finally I sat down next to him. I met him later on in 2010 at the Eurocal, along with a lot of other people that I met here on Second Life. So my second epiphany with coming to Second Life and coming to SLanguages in 2009 was really the amount of information I gleaned for the 24 hours non-stop of presentations and all the workshops I attended at SLanguages 2009. Yeah, Melinda, I can see that you're saying that the same thing happened to you. Oh, no, okay, that was about the sound. It wasn't about the epiphany. I'm not sure whether anyone has experienced an epiphany on Second Life, but that probably was a real one for me. So, talking about SLanguages 2009, you know, I was the typical newbie, as Randall was saying. You know, the first time I saw a horse and I ran after it because I didn't know how to fly. I lost my clothes during the conference. I became naked and I bumped on walls and people. I got stuck. I got annoyed. I got scared. I lost sound, like some people do. And I remained 18 hours in front of my monitor, almost non-stop. I just listened and I shared with others, I did things with others, and I was actually trying also to avoid sitting on laps. But this experience transformed me completely. I was totally transformed because I had learned, and I'm still learning in Second Life, and I try to pass it on to the student I bring to this world. And this is exactly what my point is. Lav and Wenger, I'm not sure whether anyone can type their names, they probably know them. Jean Lev and Etienne Wenger in 1991 tried to convey, when they argued that learning should not be viewed as simply the transmission of abstract and decontextualized knowledge from one individual to another, but learning should really be viewed as a social process whereby knowledge is co-constructed. They suggest that learning should be situated in a specific context like we are in Second Life and embedded in a particular social and physical environment. And this is what basically I have experienced for the last 4 years in Second Life. Within the communities I've met, the people I've met, people I've done things with. It's not only about learning what and learning how, but it's also about where and also with whom. I've discovered and I shaped my virtual environment with a constant sense of presence and freedom. And a lot of people have written about it. If you look at research, if you look at books that have been written about Second Life, it's really about presence and freedom. It's about being with others, and it's about solving problems with others, and solving problems is learning. I became knowledgeable with them, and it was a fantastic experience, and still is. With SL experiments, for example, that Heike mentioned just before, SL experiments has been a really, really great start for me. I met a community of people with whom I've attended workshop. I've learned how to build. I've learned to know the environment. I've learned to change, and most of all, I've met friends. And this is exactly what situativists claim. Contextualizing learning within communities of practice, where members have a shared interest and benefit from the knowledge of masters. And I believe this is what you're all here for. I started as a peripheral participant who learned by socialization, visualization, and imitation, until I acquired enough knowledge to become then a trainer, a teacher, or simply a helper within the community. This is what we call cognitive apprenticeship. Sorry, it's early for me. So that's pretty much it for me. What I want really to emphasize is the importance of situated learning. And this is what the affordance of virtual worlds. I hope you will learn a lot from this conference. I hope that you will have epiphanies during this conference. We have great presenters. Thank you very, very much to Heike, to Randall, and to Carol's determination. It's fabulous. We're really delighted to welcome you all to this great event that celebrates learning, language learning through gaming and machinery. Thank you for being with us. You're all going to make this conference a great learning event. Heike is going to talk to us a little bit about the program. So I'll pass on to you, Heike. She can hear me, if you can hear me.
Yes, of course. I've been listening. Thank you very much. Great, thank you, Coco. And the next 3 days is jam-packed with 50 hours of program, some 55 guest speakers, and a fantastic set of, where shall I start? Let's start with the slides. How's that? Gives me an idea. Thank you. Marius, can you just move around a little bit to the other side? Marius is filming for us, so thank you very much. Okay. Apologies, I was a slide too fast. Okay, here we go. First one. Above all, the main conference sponsors, Language Lab and the Freie Universität of Berlin. And Language Lab, the main conference sponsor, also the Illinois University, Urbana-Champaign, and also LEO, which is the English Learning English Network. Then EduNation as such is a conference sponsor of the venues. Well, it's actually Illinois is of the venues. And we may thank also the Freie Universität Berlin for being a conference sponsor. For some reason they're in a funny order. Trying to make sense of my slides. Okay, here now a little bit of the last two conferences, some information. I hope this is going to rest for you. This is the 6th SLanguages conference. Now the first 3 were run by Gavin Dudemy, who founded SLanguages, and he did a fantastic job with establishing this community of, there was 3 islands, a community of some 30 educators. When we took it over, we lost quite a few, because we said that instead of just general education on EduNation, we would like to focus on language learning. So a couple of the residents then decided to move on, as we were trying to build a community of language learners. So then in the 4th and 5th SLanguages conference were the ones that were officially run by a committee, and this committee built around the Avalon project. So these are the statistics of the last conferences, and this time we're going to look forward to a fantastic 3-day program. It used to be 24 hours actually in the beginning. Now we're going to have seen some pre-conference events already. There were 3 workshops on New to Second Life. There was also a workshop, an Adobe presentation with a presentation of New English City by Language Lab, and also I did a presentation that was on the European Day of Languages. Now we're going to really look forward to, in 20 minutes time, the keynote by Stylianos Mistakidis, and then an hour later by Dr. Cynthia Calon, aka Leah Lobo. We know her much better as Leah Lobo. She's going to come and present another keynote. And these 2 fantastic keynotes, I'm really delighted. Okay, I must just quickly get Marius back up because he's dropped into the water. Off for you to teleport. Oh, now I went well in the water. That's okay, I can continue from down here.